And this all falls under basically his attitude that he had with Tyler the Creator. You know, his attitude that he had with Drake, and the people who is kind of confirming what Ace Hood was saying. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Ace Hood was trying to diss DJ Khaled because I don't think he wants that. I wouldn't say he doesn't want those problems, but I don't think he's looking to go, viral because he just wants to say that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he wants his name to be synonymous with trying to go viral because he's dissing DJ Khaled. I just think T-Pain don't give a fuck no more. You know what I mean? Because it gets to a point where it's like, okay, bro, I was cold for a little minute. You know what I mean? But when I come and call you now, when my hype started dying down, nobody's there to pick me back up again. You know what I'm saying? T-Pain was a generational talent. And let's be honest, he didn't create auto-tune, but he made that shit normal for us to even be listened to, to even be used how it is now. There was nobody really using auto-tune like that for a while. It was used back in the day. You know what I mean? It's been around. It's been something people could use and manipulate, but T-Pain knew how to use it because he actually went to the people who made that shit, who made the machine for your voice originally. You know what I mean? So for you to say this, like for DJ Khaled on a big platform, I'm sure certain people are laughing at this shit like Tyler the Creator and Drake. But I think Ace Hood is more on the side of, look, I'm kind of satisfied with where I'm at now. And between me and the viewers and the people who are gonna watch this, I feel like Ace Hood wanted to say that, but didn't really want to say fuck him. But he was like, I don't really deal with him like that no more. I don't really want to continue to relive, you know, what I felt like when it was going on at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically left him out hung to dry. And for this to become a popular opinion now is crazy. And for DJ Khaled to not stand for certain things politically and stuff like that, it does make him look like he's just like the industry is kind of controlling what he's saying, what he's doing, how he's moving and shit like that. So it's just one of them things where you gotta really take this on the chin. You know what I'm saying? Like, if people don't fuck with you, they don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? And you just gotta take that shit how it come. But the DJ Khaled hate didn't come out of nowhere. I say that. I will say I know T-Pain thought I know T-Pain knew this was probably gonna go viral. You know what I mean? And this was probably on his heart for a while. You know what I mean? But he didn't just say fuck DJ Khaled. He said fuck DJ Khaled to represent maybe many other people too. So DJ Khaled just was the name that he could say that he knew he wasn't gonna say nothing. Even though DJ Khaled responded with, jealousy and hate and all that industry response basically. But for T-Pain to be a generational talent, to change the sound of the game, kind of like how Drake did in a sense, we kind of got to take his opinion serious in a sense when we're talking about this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's going on, Rando Bando? But this also just exposes generally how fake the industry is. You know what I'm saying? When people call you their brother and they don't really want to give you that respect that you deserve. They don't want to give you that praise because you might have changed people's careers because they was probably cold at one point and you gave them a verse, a hook, help them write a song or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Is Pain a hater? I don't think T Pain is a hater. I think he's just putting his feelings on display on a big platform. You know what I'm saying? I just think he's putting that shit on a big pack on a big platform because he finally wanted just to say this shit out in the open. Now that it's kind of more acceptable to kind of give DJ Khaled hate, it kind of falls into that too. But I think this is a valid response. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, hey, look, you know what? That's a good question. I don't know. I would say that Shannon is a bit. It's a messy platform, but people kind of like that shit. You know what I'm saying? People kind of gotta watch it for something to get some type of reaction, emotional response to it, just by watching somebody talk. You know what I'm saying? And Shannon Sharp's position in it is like, oh well, I'm just interviewing, I'm just doing what I do or whatever, and that's true. But we got to take into account like how many times this has happened on this platform. And that's another reason why I feel like T Pain said it on this platform because he like shit. This a perfect platform to say fuck DJ Khaled on. Huge platform, you know what I'm saying? Shannon Sharp probably one of the most successful, podcasters ever since the Cat Williams shit. You know what I'm saying? Which happened at the beginning of the year. That's probably still the highest viewed, most hyped fucking shit we've ever seen. I think that shit got like 100 million views if I'm not mistaken. Uh, well, I think now it's time for you know T Pain to continue to drop new music, and I think this also adds. People are gonna go listen to all this old shit and be like, "Oh, okay." No wonder why he said fuck DJ Khaled. There's probably people around DJ Khaled too that kind of had that same attitude towards T Pain once T Pain got cold, and it's crazy what the type of attitude that could cause somebody to have just to say fuck you on the platform. You know what I mean? Was it a bit clout chasing? I don't know. Who knows? I don't know T Pain's true intentions on why he said fuck DJ Khaled. But I do know that this does expose the industry and how fake the industry is, not just because of the bots and not just because of shit can get bought, you can buy the number one spot and stuff like that, but it's the relationships that people build with you to manipulate you to feel like I never leave your side type shit. People always calling you brother or twin or that's my homie or that's my blood brother and shit like that. I think this exposes all that shit, you know what I'm saying, for good reason, because just like I said in my last live when it came to sports and how sports is kind of crumbling right before our eyes, from the Olympic level all the way down to college, shit is getting controlled, and we just got to start to realize that this shit is just entertainment. It's already bought and paid for, stamped, sealed, and delivered. All these decisions are already made. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that somebody is controlling somebody's movements every second, but they can definitely influence you on how they want you to move when you're out there. Just like the sports industry, the music industry is crumbling as well. And it's a good thing because we need a reality reset. You know what I'm saying? And T-Pain is a perfect example to see that reset. You know what I mean? Like, he was a successful artist. We can't deny that. What's up, Ryder? We can't deny that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so Ryder, how do you feel about just the industry? Like, what's Do you know who T Pain is? Do you got any opinion on this? So we gotta just take this, I wouldn't say with a grain of salt because, like I said, I feel like T Pain is a genuine person. You know what I'm saying? He's been very open about being uber rich and also being down bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he probably didn't have like enough financial literacy to put himself in a position where he didn't have to worry about being broke. Because when you have a rush of hits and you got people that's calling your phone every second of the day that wants this, wants that, and he does it, I mean, that does kind of make you feel like you entitled to be like, man, like I did all of this shit for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's my kickback on this shit? So it's like when you take into account how this shit would affect you, you know, you gotta make sure that you gotta look out for yourself more than anything. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take this shit into account. So we kind of got to take his opinion with some validity. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it's funny how we are starting to get like the real feelings behind how people feel in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't continue to turn a blind eye to certain things. When it comes to certain people who have a stamp in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't continue to turn a blind eye to that shit. We gotta make sure that when we hear certain people say certain shit, it comes from people like T Pain. I feel like T Pain is, like I said, is very open about his success and his failures, because he's even open about having a drinking problem and everything with this shit. You know what I'm saying? So when you enter into a field like this, you got to be very careful with listening to people's words and how they try to manipulate you into feeling like, I got you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got you. Don't worry about it. But that's not the case at all, man. Motherfucker ain't got your back. They just gonna use you while you got something for them. And this is more so about life and less about T Pain, and more about how to deal with people in life when they are too friendly to you when you got something. And it might sound simple, but it's not, because you might truly believe people, because they might have people around them that say, oh yeah, he's good. Don't worry about it. He's good. He got you. So it's really about the people that you deal with and the people that deal with the person that you're dealing with. It might even make you believe that that person is a genuine person and they genuinely got your best interest at heart. You know what I'm saying? When they don't, they just got what they got while they got it. You know what I mean? And when it's gone, they gone. They gonna leave. It's almost like a gold digger, a female who's a gold digger, or a dude who's just using the female to live at the house. All these examples fall under life. This is real life shit going on right now. And I think for T Pain to go on a platform as big as Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay to say that tells a lot about the industry and how a lot of artists probably feel about it, and they just didn't want to say it. You know what I'm saying? More specifically, the DJ Khaled hate just isn't out of nowhere. I feel like it rose once. You know, Drake said, "Oh, that must be Drake Bell with them features you talking about. It ain't me." So, and his political stance on certain things I won't get into, but a lot of people just see him as someone who just wants to be the best, but not for the best of other people. You know, doesn't want to like, help people get like shined upon them as well, unless it's for his benefit. And that's totally fine, but at least be open about it. You know, even T-Pain said it. You know, I would rather you be open about the shit rather than you know, trying to make me feel like you're gonna be there forever. Just be like, look, man, we're gonna do these couple of songs, and you know, we gonna collab here and there, and then I'm gonna be on by my way, you be on about yours. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel like everybody should kind of approach the situation and not try to make it to where it's like, you know, we got this relationship, it's never going to break, you know, it's never going to bend or fold. And that's just not the case. You know what I'm saying? That's just not the case with people, you know. Not to say that people didn't know that the industry was like this, but you in rooms with people, man, and you're changing people's lives. It's almost like you're pressured to believe it because you want to create a long lasting relationship because you're not just feeding yourself, you're feeding other families and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure T-Pain had people around him that was getting paid off of him, and they had to feed their family. So you get to the point where you're like, oh yeah, well fuck it. You know, if I build this relationship with this person and we got a long lasting relationship, that means I can continue to feed the people that's behind me. That's you know, my management company, my publishing, my, you know, whoever has a certain percentage of points that is dealing with you, that's helping you fulfill obligations in your career that's being successful. And now it gets to a point where the T-Pain go cold, or are we just looking at someone who, you know, got tricked into a spot to where once he's over with and done, the people that are around him are over with and done too, you know? So it's a lot of factors that go into why he said fuck DJ Khaled, you know. And it might have been a bit clickbaity or whatever, you know, but I don't think it was clout chasing because T-Pain, if anything, has more of a right to say fuck somebody because we have seen him create waves. You know what I mean? With Kanye West, with Wayne, with Ludacris, Flo Rida, Rick Ross, Fat Joe, Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? You don't really see him do collaborations with those people anymore. And I'm not saying he's saying fuck everybody who I just said, but fuck that fake industry shit that DJ Khaled stands for is probably what his stance would be. And if anybody else feels some type of way, then yeah, I'm talking to you because if you fit, if the shoe fit, run with it. You know, if I ain't say your name, I ain't say fuck you. But if you feel like I said fuck you because I said fuck DJ Khaled and you fuck with him, then it's fuck you too. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that's what we got to take out from this, you know. And like I said, this goes into a lot of life lessons as well, you know. When people try to manipulate you by saying, well, I'm always be there for you, this, that, and the third. You can't be believing none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That ain't something that you gotta, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? That's just not what's up, you know? So just be careful with people on how they try to manipulate you into believing that they're gonna always be around just to get as much as they can out of you at the time being. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much all I had to say about this, man. You know, shout out to everybody who watching the channel and shit like that. You know, shout out to everybody who continue to fuck with me. I'm out, man. Peace.